Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome back to Untangled, episode 127. What a gift to be here with all of you. We have a lot to talk about, and I've also had this guidance of not really knowing what we're going to talk about. But as always, thank you for being here. It's really good to be here. I feel like I have not been on here because I basically haven't for uh, 5 or 6 weeks. I haven't really done an untangled. I think I did one untangled the last 6 weeks. So it's really good to be back, and I'm really looking forward to diving in with you guys every week, going forward for a while, and beginning to really come back to the simplicity of how to navigate this evolution and this shift that we're in. I was just talking about this on my Instagram live really quickly, but um, we're gonna try to figure out ways to like wiggle ourselves out of what we're going through, right? Like somehow, there's got to be uh, it's like we're trying to find different ways to more complex ways to navigate this human life. Like it can't be as simple as learning how to be in the chaos. It can't be that simple, right? It can't be as simple as recognizing that we're on this battlefield and we're learning how to come back to this more calm, peaceful, unified state of being while we watch the explosion and implosion of this programming that we're in. It's like somehow we think that it's going to uh, change. I don't know. It's like we're we're going to continue to find ourselves in the same things over and over and over. Nothing. It's what's happening right now on the planet is no different than what's been happening in the last 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years. We're just recognizing it now more and more, but we're still falling for it. We're still falling for it. I guess that's the only way I can explain it. There is something profound about coming back to simplicity. Um, in the midst of chaos. And there is something profound about recognizing that no matter how much you try to figure things out, heal things, fix things, there is still, uh, you will find yourself dropped back into the most simplistic way of navigating what we have all um, made complex, which is let go and let God. Truly, let go and let God. The more and more move through this evolutionary shift in human consciousness, which is constant change in awareness, I recognize that it's becoming more and more simple. There is a simplicity, and we are going to find that the world, thanks, Miley. So good to be back. Do you guys know that New Kids on the Block song? It's so embarrassing. I don't even want to sing it. But it's like, um, oh God. Anyway, it's a New Kids on the Block song. It's like, I'm back, stronger than ever. You think we'd sever? Never. We're too clever to be taken down. Anyway, I just dated myself. Um, I guess I just came right out of the chutes and started sharing about what we're in right now, and it's a little bit, I am very jet lagged. I'm so jet lagged. Holy cow, you guys. So if you don't know, I came back from Kenya. I was in Kenya for 7 weeks, and I did a retreat at the very end of those 7 weeks. And I got home on Saturday, and I have been jet lagged like no one's business. It's been so, I'm exhausted right now. It's only 9 AM. And, yeah, so excuse me if my mind is, a little scattered trying to pull my thoughts together for all of us today. Um, yeah. So, okay, where do I begin? Where do I begin? There are so many different directions that I can go into. And as I was sitting here trying to kind of outline what I would be sharing today, what's most important, I heard this real strong call from God that just said, um, show up, show up today and just let it move through you. Let it move through you. Have no plan. Um, And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw away the outline that I had, and I'm just going to show up with all of you live or on the replay and see what is most necessary for us to hear and for us to remember. One of the things about my teachings that are pretty consistent is that I say the same things over and over and over again. Um, and I typically no longer talk about um, the shock and awe or the doom and gloom of things that are happening. And the reason I don't talk about the things that are kind of happening on the planet anymore in the same way is because it's like continuing to repeat a program that's designed to keep you in that program. So, for instance, y- you know, there is war breaking out on the planet. War has been breaking out on the planet for hundreds of years. You could argue that it's getting worse. You could argue that, you know, the, whatever information is being given to the planet, it is designed. It's all designed to create something. Nothing is, like, just haphazardly happening. Nothing is an accident, and all of it, all of the hype that we see going on in the world in whatever capacity, whether it's, "Oh my god, there's these massive, the sun's being covered," or whatever these stories are, whether they're good, bad, positive, negative, they're all designed to pull you out of a direct line connection and communication with God, period. All of it. It doesn't mean that it's not happening, but it's an intricate, detailed, designed system, complex designed system or chess game that's designed to pull you out of a divine or direct connection to God. So think about it throughout your day. How often are you in a direct line of communication and connection with God? Whatever you see and feel God to be. How often? How often do you feel connected to God? There is something profoundly miraculous that is going to start happening on this planet which is that this overarching essence of God, this light, this overarching light that is the creator, it's the beginning and the end of everything. It's the light of everything. It is actually what is going to catapult us or shift us dramatically out of what we're in. And so if you can imagine that every human body has to start to connect to that light, that's that source. It really is the source of everything. And miracles happen when we start to connect and remember that source. There is also something profound about starting to connect to that source outside of us without an expectation of how it's supposed to look or what it's supposed to look like or what it's supposed to feel like. There's this real subtle invitation and also subtle experience that will start to happen in your life when you just begin to become aware of it. So, the way in which we are going to kind of find ourselves out of the division, the divide, the conflict, the greed, the mind control, the manipulation inside of you and outside of you is through letting go, letting God, having this direct line of connection and communication with the source of everything and letting that source heal the planet through your own state of being, which is connecting to that God. So instead of us trying to find all the solutions or continue to buy into all of the doom and gloom, shock and awe, positive or negative stories that are out there, which are happening. So you're going to react and respond to them. It's impossible not to. One of the things that's extremely important to allow ourselves to do is break. Our heart needs to break because that's how it breaks open. We need to get to our knees because that's how we let go, right? We need to find ourselves in massive divide because that's how we break out of it. So we have to keep falling into these pit holes. We have to keep finding ourselves trapped in these stories that want to continue to keep us in this divide or in this stress over and over and over so that we can begin again and begin again to find ourselves in a state of letting go and letting God, which is a surrendered action outside of yourself. It's a surrendered action outside of you. So the more that we hand over this control, I'm the one in charge, I'm the one that's going to do this, because the world is too tricky. It's too tricky. It's too programmed. We're too in the program, no matter how awake you think you are. We're too in it to recognize that we're in it. It's too tricky. And there's a humbleness that happens when we begin to trust that, and a humbleness that happens when we admit this. Um, how many times are we going to get caught up in the stories that are designed to control our emotional state in order to control our minds? So the practice, and this has been going on, I mean, since I can remember, since I began to really wake up on this planet, when I was 12 years old, is that you have to be able to practice and learn how to stand in all of this, right? We've been talking about this for years, but I keep bringing it up because we keep getting caught in the trap. It's all it's everything that's happening, everything that's being given to you, every story we hear, every news thing we hear, it's all designed to do something to you. It's designed to control you in some way, in some fashion. It all is. And it's not that we turn our heads and just pretend that everything is love and light. Again, we have to continue to allow ourselves to break. So you have to feel everything. You have to see everything. You have to acknowledge everything. But then you have to almost like pull up your bootstraps and say, how am I responding to this? So the next level of our human evolution is one, recognizing how you're responding to the programming that you are being given on every single device that you're on. So we follow the herd. We follow the stream of consciousness. Even if that stream splits and there's two sides or three sides of consciousness to follow, we still follow it. We're told stories, and again, these stories have sides to them. We're told stories of what's happening, splitting that stream of consciousness. And so then you follow one of or two or three, one, two, or three streams of consciousness. You follow it. So it's like, oh, this is bad. This is bad because of this. Oh, this is good. This is good because of this. You follow these streams. You're told how to think. You're told what to think. You're told what's going on. You're told how to respond to it, how to react to it. You're told what is right and what is wrong. You're told by everyone, many different sides of these streams of consciousness. You're being given the information. You're being told. You're being programmed. We're all being constantly programmed. And so the key in all of this is to simplify it all and just go straight to God. The hardest thing you'll practice, it's the hardest next step in our evolution in human consciousness. It's the most boringest for most people because we love to get caught in what's going on, what's happening here, what's happening there. Oh my God, are they coming after us? Is this happening? Is this happening? Oh, like we are we unconsciously crave this sort of um, impact in our nervous system unconsciously. We get addicted to it. And the people that feed you this information know that on all sides. And so they feed off of the attention of feeding you the the holy cow. It doesn't mean that the holy cow, these things aren't happening. But is it grabbing you and pulling you? Or are you able to watch the screen, recognize that it is all programmed? All the governmental systems know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. And they will no longer be able to control you. You will begin to feel extremely free and in awe of this entire evolutionary shift. in all of your humanness, when you continue to find a way to go straight to source, that source. Overnight, the planet could be healed of torture, pain, suffering, greed, manipulation, war. If every single human just went straight to God and sat there for 20 minutes every day, God itself would come down and illuminate the entire planet. But we have free will. Humanity has free will. Every consciousness has free will. And that free will means that you are choosing what to pay attention to. You're choosing what to listen to. You're choosing what to see. You're choosing. And you're choosing on a planet that is deeply mind controlled. So, this overarching God that's looking down and is like, man, if they just literally looked up, if they just handed over sort of their free will to this divine will, if they started to let go more and more and let it come in, there would be this wave of miraculous change and shift that would happen, not because you did something, but because you let go and you let God. And so this shift that's happening on the planet is it is a very slow drip of a shift. But what humanity is in right now, I don't know how long this next phase is going to be. I hope to God it's not very long because it's going to be a very rocky and intense next phase of our evolution. But it is absolutely 1,000,000,000% unequivocally going to be all about letting go and letting God. Mark my words. 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, humanity is going to continue to recognize no matter what I do, no matter how many things I try to manifest, create, intend, heal, fix, and change, no matter how many things I think I need to wake up out of, no matter how many rabbit holes I go to, no matter how many YouTubes I watch of this or that, nothing is changing. Maybe I'll finally just let go, and maybe, just maybe, I'll begin to find a very simple, direct line of communication and connection to this overarching source and creator that is outside of me, that humanity is designed to connect directly into, so that it itself can come in and assist humanity in this shift. It's interesting because a lot of people will fight against this assistance from source or God, but they will ask galactic beings. They'll ask angels for assistance. They'll ask other people for assistance. They'll ask councils of light for assistance, but they won't just go straight to God and ask God for assistance. It's like, no, 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 that's not okay. No. But asking galactics or asking angels or asking other people, that's okay. It's very interesting to sort of dissect this and peel and pick this apart right now. People are going to continue and find themselves sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I've said this for a couple of years now, and I do believe it's gonna start picking up where people are gonna realize, "Okay, I'm really tired." You can continue to wake up out of all kinds of things. You can continue to learn all kinds of things. Um, y Humanity is addicted to this. They're addicted to it. And our freedom, our attachment to suffering, exists the moment, uh, we start to create and build this direct connection and communication with God. And the signs are everywhere. There's signs everywhere for you. And that's one of the things that became so clear when I was in Kenya is the signs from God. If you're open to it, they will be everywhere. It's so profound to me, this recognition of this phase that you and I are in right now. Um, and what it's going to require. I said in the beginning of 2025, this would be all about letting go. 2025 would be all about letting go. I just didn't realize the importance of adding and letting God. But it was all about letting go, which is no longer not being in control in the same way in your life. Um, and if we were to think about linear time, we have the next 6 months of 2025. Um, I believe it's the beginning of practicing, going straight to the source. And not through some like, "I'm so enlightened" lens, or "I'm so much better," or "I'm in 5D," or I'm evolved. It's like, no, you're human. You're playing the human role humbly, and it is absolute chaos, and that incredible chaos will not stop. If there is one thing that is consistent, it is chaotic change. Change, which is chaos. And so the humble awareness that these stories about all this corruption and chaos and war, it's going to keep going. And so our job is to figure out how to go to God and ask God to help us through this. No, 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 no. I'm God. I'll do it. How has that worked so far on the planet? Maybe we need to try something else. Maybe we're not getting it. Maybe you think about like the things that you least want to do are the things that you need to do the most. Right? The things you resist the most are actually the things that are going to catapult you the quickest. So if we have a lot of resistance to letting go, most likely we need to let go. If we have a lot of resistance to handing something over to something much bigger and greater than us, we probably need to do that. If we have a lot of resistance to sadness or depression or anger, we most likely need to feel it. If we have a lot of resistance to being tired or resting, whatever that resistance is, um, that is an indication, a little flag waving saying, this is the fastest way through. Jump in. Jump in. But what we do as humans is we resist the resistance, right? So we try to figure out how to change what we don't like. That's like going through the river and trying to change the rapids. You can't. It's like going through the river and literally trying to change the way the river moves. It's not your job. It's a lot of work. Resisting what is the most absurd and ridiculous thing that humans do. It doesn't mean that you don't choose, make choices, try to create or intend things in your life, but you are always in a state of allowing. If you can't allow what is, you will be in resistance, restriction, and suffering most of your life trying to convince yourself that you're not. So when we actually start surrendering even deeper to what is in the river, and that my job isn't to control what is right here. My job is to remember that I am aware of what I'm in, and that perhaps this next step in human evolution is to start finding this deeper connection to what created this entire river that's carrying me. I mean, think about this, you guys. We're a consciousness, we're a light, right? Like we have a soul of some sort, which is consciousness. This always blows my mind. It just blows my it's like incomprehensible, the reality of what we are. So think about this for a second. No matter what you see as God or source, there is a moment of creation where your essence was birthed out. Okay. And it was birthed out of some spark, something, God, source, whatever. It didn't come from universe. Okay. That's universe is everything, right? So like there is a source, there is a starting point in a way. Of course, everything that we see that exists came from that starting point. So in one way, in one sense, it's all the same essence, the same expression, except that it's unique. It's all unique expressions. And it's light, which is consciousness. So we have this light in this body. We have this consciousness in this body. And it is playing a very dense physical role, very dualistic, polarized, insane physical role. And so it's existing as this profound consciousness, this profound light that is always energetically connected to that source, to God. And the greatest hack that we could possibly do as we humbly and courageously play the role of human, which is bravo to all of us, right? We're playing these roles. The greatest gift, the greatest hack we could possibly do is recognize that although I am a soul, consciousness, light in here, I am in such a dense physical reality that I need help to remember the light of God or source that is guiding me through this intense, energetic, spiritual battle. And the greatest illusion that is going to stop humanity, or I should say, slow down humanity's awareness, is the notion and the idea that you're going to be able to do it on your own. This planet and your physical body and the programming in your mind is too dense. It's too dense. It's too programmed. Just is. And there is something freeing that begins to happen when you become humble to this. And the resistance to that needs to be looked at. Get curious around the resistance to asking something bigger than you to assist you in lighting the path forward, in helping humanity navigate war. That's what prayer is. The number one greatest tool that humanity has right now is prayer. And prayer is actually talking to God. It's asking God. It's asking Source, not galactics, not higher dimensional beings, because they're all just an aspect of God. Why don't we just go straight to the Creator? All I want to do is go straight to Creator. I just want straight Creator and Lori Ladd and the physical vessel to be of service. That's it. Easy, direct, straightforward, no bullshit. No one else's opinions. Like, I'm going straight there going forward. Like, so when we pray for the countries, for the people, for the animals, for this entire planet, you're asking the creator of everything that has ever existed in this quantum field to assist our incredible planet in its evolution. And it responds in miraculous ways. Miraculous ways. And the more that we can be convinced that we do it on our own because we are God, the more we will stay in the programmed loop of control. We are designed to be in flow, which is not control. We're designed to be able to just move through everything with absolute faith and trust while you are choosing how you want to be in it. So you're choosing the lens you're using, you're choosing what you're believing in, you're choosing every day. You're choosing faith, you're choosing to pray, you're choosing to recognize what you're listening to or not listening to. You're choosing to be aware of how you feel when you get on social media, how you feel when you get off social media. You're choosing awareness, you're choosing unconsciousness, you're just choosing the lens. How do I want to see myself as I move through this river? And one of the reasons why I do not think that AI and Chat GPT and all these things are good, nor is it sentient in any way, shape, or form, is because it's going to pull you farther from your innate, natural connection, organic connection to God. And that's why I think it's extremely dangerous. And we need to be very, very aware of it. Anything right now that pulls you from a divine direct connection to God, just the absolute source, And how do you know that you are connecting directly to source or God? It's simple. There's no levels or layers. There's no attachment expectation. It's like a fast route straight to. And so we just want to be really careful what is grabbing our attention right now. What's grabbing our attention? Where are we putting our attention? You want to pay attention to that. Where are you putting your attention? What are you depending on? What do you think you need? That dependence, that attention, that focus, what you think you need, can you redirect that straight to this source or this God? Can you redirect it? Over and over and over. That is not to say that we are not going to be in this world desiring things, wanting things, enjoying things. Always. Always. Of course. But what is pulling your attention like a magnet? What are you depending on that you think you need? What is creating confusion? And anything that pulls you magnetically to it, that creates this dependency on it, um, anything that creates confusion is you being pulled farther and farther from God, whatever God is to you, source. And the faster humanity can start connecting to this, the faster we will get through what we're in my opinion. You don't need answers. So a lot of times what we do is we say, I've asked God, I've asked for help, I've asked for help, and I've not received any answers. Y- Let go of the expectation or attachment to an answer, because you're still when you have an expectation or some sort of like I need an answer, then you're still staying in control. So one of the things you want to ask yourself is it okay to not ever have an answer? We have to drop into such a deep faith, okay? Such a deep faith that you trust that silence. You trust not hearing anything. You know beyond a shadow of a doubt, you know with 100% certainty that your prayers are being answered, that your asks are being answered, that you are being heard, that it's a yes, okay, yes, okay. Now, how it's being answered is not up to you. You're not in control. You're not in charge of the answer. You're not in charge of what comes next. And that's where the signs come in. That's where the state of just what's next and what's next comes in, because you will unequivocally be shown. It's just that we're in a state of resistance to what is. So whatever is isn't supposed to be. But it is in the what is right here where God speaks. God only speaks in the now. And if we're not in the now, on these things, listening to all the BS that we're being told to pay attention to, you know, including all the AI, chat GP, all that stuff is pulling you from the presence of now where God speaks to you. So can you be okay with never ever hearing an answer? That's faith. We have to have such blind, courageous faith in order for us to navigate the next shift in this human consciousness. The the place where humanity is going to is a place of such flow that there's no doubt that the God outside of us and the God within us is constantly showing us what's next. We don't doubt it. We don't question it. We don't have an expectation or attachment. This is not easy. We're just beginning this phase. It's just starting. But when you ask, or when you pray, or when you connect, when you have dialogue with God, it just is. It's done. It's complete. It's heard. And so what we have to practice is what the mind is telling us. Nothing's happening. It's not going to work. Um, the mind, the infiltration of the mind is what will pull you from that absolute sovereign, peaceful, surrendered state, ease and grace that comes when you have that absolute faith in God. And nobody can give it to you. Nobody can show you. Nobody can say, here, this is what it feels like. It's that's why that is why we have to be so conscious of what we're consuming. And that is why the infiltration of the mind is such a powerful gift. I mean, powerful tool. The infiltration of the mind, infiltration. I wish my lips, this is such a random, sporadic thought. My lips are always so dry. So freaking random. What was I just saying? What was I just saying? Completely s- lost what I was saying. Oh, the infiltration of the mind. Thank you, Samantha. Yeah, this is why the infiltration of the mind is the most powerful tool that is used on this planet to control humanity. Because it will convince you that you're not connected to God. It will convince you that God doesn't hear you. It will convince you that you need to do this all by yourself. It will convince you that um, that miracles don't happen. It will convince you that you have to keep depending upon all these other people, or you have to start doing, you have to move out of yourself in order to be able to connect and align. Meaning, you need other people. You need facilitation or facilitator or something outside of you to be able to connect. It's like, no, you connect with just this. The reason why Jesus is by far the most powerful tool to connect us straight to God, just like the energies that have been controlling the planet, their most powerful tool is the mind, right? So these energy, that's why the spiritual battle is so profound right now. Is the spiritual battle is basically God versus mind. And the energies that have really been controlling humanity use the mind to convince you of all of these unconscious things. I'm not good. I'm not worthy. God doesn't answer me. We're going to go down into World War III. All these horrible things, right? And if you go to Jesus, if you say, "Yo, Jesus, come in. hang out, show me, remind me. Jesus will literally be like, boop, and walk you straight into the arms of God. It'll be like, he'll just go like, ding, here you are. And it's not like you actually physically or like you don't go anywhere. It's not like you have these like profound moments of like entering into some pearly gates of heaven. You feel it inside of you. You feel it. You start to feel God around you and in you just by simply bringing him in, not to worship him and to place him on some pedestal, but to recognize that he is the tool, the freeway straight to God if you want assistance. He will get rid of the demonic infiltrated thoughts. He will bring in instantaneous peace. He will show you the natural state that humanity is designed to be in. I don't know why it's him, but it is. It is. And it's going to become more apparent. And eventually people will stop holding so firmly to this distrust or dislike because of the religious dogmatic practices in some of these religious communities that have literally created anger, rage, and disdain for this man. Um, so when you have these infiltrated thoughts, when you have deep depression, when you have severe dark moments, what happens when you call on Jesus? Just start practicing it and then let me know. Um, he walks us straight to this source that's going to it's like okay, so like if I think about because if you guys know that I've channeled all the different galactics. I've done all that, right? And if I think about it, it's all to me now that I'm connecting straight to God, it's like so clean. It's so clear. It's like there's nothing wrong with all the other energies that are around us that we can connect to, but it's like extra. I'm like, that's all not it's like turning on all it's like having like all these televisions on and all you need to do is turn the big screen on in your wall, right? It's like you can have all these other televisions on and you could be distracted by it all. But what happens when you just turn off all the TVs and just look straight ahead at the screen in front of you on the wall, which is it's so easy, it's so direct, it's so clean, it's so clear, it's fresh. And then what it does is it just activates this absolute clean, crisp, clear awareness within you. It's like, "Oh yeah, okay." And then 3 seconds later, you're back into all the TVs are on again, and you're following all these other things, and you get distracted, and you're in all these thought forms, and you're thinking about all these thoughts, and you're getting swept away. And then you're like, "All right, I gotta just turn these TVs off." How do you turn them off? You just go straight to God. How do you do that? How do you go straight to God? You become aware of your thoughts, you become aware of what you're resisting, become aware of what's pulling. You just become very aware of what you're in. Second thing you do is you just call on God. Third thing you do is you let go of all of the things that you're trying to experience when you call on God. Fourth thing you do, call Jesus in. Instead of looking at Jesus as some religious figure, look at Jesus as the greatest tool that humanity has right now in the next phase of its evolution. Just like the energies that are controlling the planet are looking at the mind as their greatest tool. Feel into what is organic and what is inorganic. AI is inorganic. ChatGPT is inorganic. Um, all of these social media things are inorganic. It feels inorganic. The programming in your mind, inorganic. What feels organic? Nature. What feels organic? Breath. What feels organic? God. What does organic feel like? Simplicity. Simplicity. Keeping it simple. God is simple. Nature is simple. Life is designed to be simple. The fastest way through something is in the simplicity of it. And what do we find? Complexity, confusion, all these different ways to get through it, all the different television channels. Complexity. Programming is complexity. The mind is complex. The soul is simple. God is simple. Nature isn't complex. You don't walk out into nature and get like profoundly confused. It's so freaking simple. Go look at a tree. How simplistic is it? Go look at a butterfly. How miraculous and simple is it? When you actually feel the essence of God or when you sit with Jesus, it's simple. Jesus's teachings are simple. It's not complex. Complexity is designed to control you. Complexity is designed to pull you out of your natural state of this divine connection. So your homework is to pay attention to inorganic and organic, complex confusion and simplistic ease. It doesn't mean that life isn't going to be challenging, chaotic. That is an absolute. If you have this idea that life's going to get easier, you'll find yourself in suffering. Again, it's like being in a river. If you actually think that all you have to do is go down 2 more rapids, right? And you're gonna be in the slow stillness of the river for the rest of the river, you're living in a delusional illusion. There are constant rapids in this river. Constant. What we have to start practicing and getting used to is going straight to God. And I'm talking about a God here, where you came from, where you originated from, because you came from somewhere. Your consciousness is in a physical vessel. Therefore, it came from somewhere else. Where did your soul come from? Where did your light come from? Where did your consciousness come from? That is what you want to connect to. That's God. That's what's going to heal this entire planet. And I can guarantee you that everything that's happening in your inner world is pulling you from that. Everything that's happening in the outer world is pulling you from that. And so as you go about your day, just think about this, like, I'm an aspect of God. Like, I originated from God. Of course I did, because I'm playing a human role. This is why I deeply believe that we need to start accepting the fact that we are separate. Even though we're divinely, energetically connected to that source, you are still separated right now, which is the gift because you're in a human body. I'm sorry, but if you're experiencing your consciousness in a human body, you're not at source. You've separated, uniquely separated from that divine source in order for source to experience itself through you. So it's having an experience through you as a human, as a separate version of it. So you're separate. And if you are this beautiful, unique expression of a unique expression and divine, individuated part of God, are you connecting back to that source? Are you saying, like, yo, God, where I stemmed from, where I came from, what created me, help me remember all of this? Or are you just firmly saying, no, I am God and I'm going to do this in a very, very programmed, mind controlled physical reality? God wants you to let go. God's begging you to let go so that you can be in the most creative, peaceful, chaotic flow state, moving through this evolutionary shift that is divinely designed for all of us in direct aligned connection to it, so that we are no longer programmable. You can't be programmed when you realize that you're an aspect of God and you feel God in every moment. Programming no longer works. You have God. So you start to, when you let go and let God, that programmable state that we find ourselves in, the shock and awe, the doom and gloom, like all of this stuff that just takes us, which can happen in 3 seconds, and one in 0.2 seconds, in half a second, we are gone, we're taken. And if you're not, if you don't, if you can't admit to that, then you're not living in this reality. If you believe that you're not taken in 0.1 second out here in this world, then you're not in this world. This world will take you down freaking la la land in your mind in 3 seconds. I don't care how enlightened you are. I don't care how much meditation you do. It takes us. It's designed to. And so if we go and get right with God by connecting to God in whatever way that works for you over and over 50,000 times a day, because it eventually gets easier, then you start walking in alignment and in the light of God. And then everything changes. It's an absolute game changer. And with that, I spray my water that I got baptized in the Jordan River. And we say goodbye. I really wanted to talk about light quotient um, and um, autism and ADHD and ADD and all of that with kids, teenagers, young adults. Um, I wanted to share that, but I will do it next Tuesday if I don't do it before that. So there you have it. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for being here. Um, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to share this. Please share it. Um, please share this with someone. Just forward it on to somebody that may need a little pep talk. Even if you're like, "Oh, they're gonna think Lori's weird or crazy or they're not gonna understand it." Pass it on. People are in need, they're desperate. People are desperate for, a new way of seeing things or, um, a more simplistic way of seeing things, especially if they're caught up in everything that's happening right now on the planet, you know, which we all are. Anywho, I love you guys very much. I pray that you find more ease and grace in your life today. I pray that this planet finds God. I pray that the countries that are in conflict and in war right now, that God somehow comes down and reminds them of what this is all about. I pray that the people that are caught in whatever they're caught in right now on these different continents and countries that they go to God, that God just shines its light down on them, and may you be electrified by the light of God today, in every aspect and in every moment. May this planet just keep praying for God and asking for God to come in and easing the suffering on this planet faster and faster and faster. Please stop buying into the fear. Don't buy into the propaganda. Don't buy into the sides, the who's better than, who did the right thing. Just go straight to God. Pray. Pray that God comes in. Pray. That's the greatest gift we can do for ourselves and this planet. Turn off that all that noise, all that propaganda. Pray. It's why you guys are here. I love you. I will see you next Tuesday for Untangled 128. Um, please comment in the comment section on how you're doing, how you're feeling, how you're navigating your life. And I will look forward to reading the comments. I'll see you Tuesday. Wait, oh, one last thing if you're still here. Um, I am doing my book club on Thursday in my SOAR community, School of Remembrance. You can have 2 weeks free if you join. And we're talking about the divine design. We're talking about chapter 3. We're talking about light quotient, the physical body, how the physical body was designed, how it holds soul. Just a deep dive into this physical vessel and how it holds your consciousness, and it's a really beautiful perspective to start accessing and remembering. So that is going to be Thursday, the 26th at 4 p.m. California time in my SOAR community. Also, my SOAR community is just fabulous. So if you're not in it, you can join for 2 weeks, get 2 weeks free. Check it out. Love you guys. See you Tuesday.